Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So for the past few Christmases, anytime I have to give a gift, I always try to make it somewhat preparedness related. One year I did tool sets and headlamps to all the guys in the family, and then another year I did battery backup light bulbs. And ever since I started giving those types of gifts, I've gotten some really positive feedback from everyone, and I always seem to get a call from my Nana anytime the power's out, letting me know that her battery backup light bulb kept her out of the dark. So today's video, I picked out my top 10 gift ideas for this year. I tried to pick out things that are practical, not too doomsday-ish, and are in a wide range of budget. Every single item in the list is something I've either tested and used personally, and I would definitely feel comfortable giving it to my family or putting underneath my own Christmas tree. So first up, we have the fire blanket from Prepared Hero. These things are super cheap, and now that I've discovered them, I'm like, why didn't I have these sooner? They are fiberglass blankets inside, and they have this little, like you hang them up on a kitchen cabinet, and then they have these pull tabs that when you pull, a fiberglass blanket drops out, and you can use it to smother grease and electrical fires. I think they're perfect for the kitchen. I don't know if you know this or not, but fire extinguishers, the non-CO2 ones, the stuff that they spray out is like super toxic, and it's been known to ruin appliances. So if you have a small grease fire, instead of like spraying everything all around your stove or your oven, you just grab this out of its little pouch and you're able to smother it, and then still hopefully have, you know, a stove and all that still intact. So these things are absolutely great, and they do come in like 1, 2, and a 4-pack. I think they may even come in an 8-pack. They're super affordable, and I think that this would make like a great office gift, or if you have to do one of those like white elephant gift exchanges, I think this one would be a good one to give in one of those. Next up, we have first aid kits. I don't normally recommend buying the pre-made kits, but I purchased this one off of Amazon a couple of weeks ago just to have something to throw on the boat, and I was pretty impressed with the quality and everything inside. I did split up a lot of the contents that came with this first aid kit originally. This one is packed specifically for the boat and the car kit, and then some of the things that it kind of had duplicates of or I didn't feel like were necessary, I did put in our first aid kit in the house. And I did add to it too. I should have also mentioned that some of this gauze and this ace bandage, I think the vet wrap came with it, but the gauze didn't, and I added some extra like band-aids and stuff from the ones that I got from the Dollar Tree. With all the products in this video, I'm gonna link a whole list down in the description, but with first aid kits, since there's such a wide variety, I am gonna link a couple of different ones that I think would be really good to gift to people. I do think that you should focus on ones that really have like the splints and the tourniquets in it, and maybe the ones that have the Israeli bandages. If they don't have that many band-aids, that's okay. You can always add to them. So right before you gift it or wrap it up, just go to the Dollar Tree, grab a couple of things of band-aids and throw it in there with it. If you know someone that's going off to college or getting in their first house or apartment, maybe think of getting them a first aid kit for Christmas. All right, so next up we have some water straws. This particular ones are from Practical Survival. I absolutely love this brand, and I'm a little bit biased to them because it is a veteran-owned business, but all water straws act and work the same, so I think some will just filter more gallons than others. This particular one will do 1,800 gallons, which I think works out to be like one person's water supply for like 10 years. So they'll last a pretty good long time, and they're great to go just down into a stocking. These do come in a 5-pack, so another one that you can buy the 5-pack of, throw them down into everybody's stocking or basket, whatever you do, and knock out some preparedness gifts. And just a little bit of extra information, just in case you missed my series on water preparedness. These things are great, but once you use them, you will never get the water out of them all the way. So make sure you don't ever leave them in a place where they could freeze, because the water molecules that are left in here will freeze, expand, and you'll bust the membrane that's inside. So always make sure to take care of these once you use them, and just bring them inside. Don't leave them in your car in the wintertime. In the beginning of the video, I mentioned backup battery light bulbs. These things are so neat. I don't have any with me right now because we don't really have any lamps to use, and when we actually get the electricity set up in here, I'm gonna get some cute little lamps and get some more bulbs. But anyways, They are regular old light bulbs that you plug into any socket. So when we lived on grid, I had mine plugged into the dining room ceiling fan. So anytime you turned the light on, it was not only powering the light as you normally would, but it was also charging a battery inside. So when the power went out, you could just turn a little switch and you would have a light bulb that was still working. I gave these to my Nana, my mom, and my aunts a few years back, and everyone absolutely loved them. I have gotten so many phone calls on these, like thanking us, because anytime there's a power outage, I'm telling y'all, my Nana calls me and thanks me for giving her a little bit of light during an outage. A Mr. Heater Buddy Heater is something that I recommend everyone have for winter outages. So it just seemed fair that I would also include it in my top 10 gift list. In case you've never heard of these before or you're still kind of wary about them, they are indoor safe because they have a low O2 sensor and they also have a anti-tip sensor. So if it was to get knocked over, it's automatically going to cut that propane. Ugh. This thing is so dusty. Oh my gosh. So when we were on grid, we did use these every time there was a winter power outage. They're good enough to like heat up a master bedroom. They're not going to heat up your whole house, but they'll definitely knock the chill off of a master bedroom, and they will keep you from freezing during a really bad winter outage. We also take this with us anytime we're camping in cold weather. These things are great for keeping your tent warm. And we've even used it a couple times in here before Chris installed our 30,000 BTU heater. There was a few mornings that were super chilly, so we used the buddy heater just to knock the chill off, and it worked pretty good. And this is about a 5,000 square foot area, so it wasn't able to heat up the entire cabin, but it did heat up around the bedroom. So I would definitely recommend, if you don't already have one of these, to pick one up. But if you know family members that don't have one either, this would make a great gift for them too. This is my Kelly kettle, and this is hands down the best gift that I have ever been given, and I'm surprised I don't hear more people talk about these things because they're crazy cool. How it works is you build a fire in the little firebox down here. It heats up and shoots through here, but inside of this little chamber is the kettle. So you pour water down in here, put the little thing on, and it will whistle when the water's hot. And so as the fire's coming up the back of it here inside, it'll shoot out up here, and you've got hot water in minutes. That thing is like super fast. One of the other crazy cool features about a Kelly kettle is that you can cook on it at the same time that you're boiling water. And so the base kit comes with, I think it's 2 frying pans. Yeah, 2 frying pans, 2 pots, and 2 cups. And so as it's cooking, as it's boiling your water, you can also cook at the same time. Love these things. And then once you're done cooking with it, the frying pans double as plates. The bowls obviously are your pots, and the cups have little measuring cups in them just in case you need them, but they also have little like silicone that go over the top of the cup so you don't burn your mouth. We absolutely love this thing, and Chris gave it to me a couple years for, I think it was my birthday. It might have been Christmas, but I've used this thing for every occasion. Power went out, pull the Kelly kettle out. Go camping, pull the Kelly kettle out. Like, I love this thing so much. The only negative to this is once you have all of the pots and the pans put together, it's really heavy. And so I wouldn't recommend this if you decide to buy one for yourself. I wouldn't recommend putting this in like a bug out bag scenario. I took it with us one time when we went trout fishing, and it's where you have to like walk up and down the river. This was not fun to carry around. So we only carry this like when we're gonna be somewhere where we're gonna have our car with us. So I'm not lugging this thing around. But it is fantastic, it's great, and it's a good cooking source for when the power's out. So the next one on the list is actually the only product that I do not own. It has been on my wish list, my Christmas list, for several years, and it's actually, honestly, probably overpriced, but I think they're so cool. And it would be a Jetboil. A few years back, we went camping with some of my cousins, and one of my cousins brought one along, and that thing was amazing. It boiled water almost instantly, and we didn't have to like worry about rebuilding the fire or getting the Kelly kettle going because it was like instant water and we had coffee first thing in the morning. It was great. So I think that these would be good for people that are like apartment dwellers, or like maybe live in a situation where they wouldn't be able to like have something like a kettle where they can start a fire in a off-grid situation. So they're definitely something cool that you can just kind of pull out in an emergency and cook dinner or like heat up soups or anything in. I will warn you that these things are expensive, but they are so cool. Actually, when I was doing a little bit of research for this video, I looked at their website and I saw that they had like these like double burner ones now with these like big pots. And I'm like, ugh, why do you have to be so expensive? But they are really, really awesome. So if you are looking for something on the higher end of the budget, I would definitely check out a Jetboil. Flashlights are another great gift idea, and there are so many to choose from. I have this one. I did a review on Lux Outdoors a couple weeks back. This one is, I think it would be really great for kids to use, so that they could like kind of play pretend or feel like they have a light when you're camping, but then you also know that when the power's out, they have a light source. And then the other one by Lux Outdoors, I actually really like this one, and this one has made its way into my car kit. I like this one because it has the magnetic bottom and then the top twists around like that. So if you're in like some sort of situation where your car breaks down, you can attach that to any metal on your car and kind of use this to direct the light any way you want. It also has this emergency red light on it. And so if you're like broke down on the side of the road, you can stick that to your trunk and let cars coming know that like, hey, there's something out here, and hopefully not rear end you. So this, these two I do have a coupon code for. I think it's 20% off. So I'll make sure that I link that with the coupon code down below, so that if you decide to get something like this for stocking stuffers, it'll be down there. In our bug out bags though, however, I do carry something a little bit more heavy duty from Coast. These are super light. Super bright. They're not so much lightweight. That other one's a little bit more lightweight than this one is, but they are really heavy duty, and I really, really like the Coast brand. Another one to consider is headlamps. I know Chris uses his like anytime he's got to go do something outside and it's nighttime, he puts a headlamp on. He even takes it with us when we go like night fishing down at the river. So maybe if you have someone that you know is going to be doing a lot of outdoor stuff all the time, maybe consider doing something like a headlamp instead. The next one on our list is knives. So if you watched our Academy video from a couple of weeks back, you may have saw me pick up a green one of these, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and Chris really liked it too, but he liked the green better, so Chris took over my green one, and I went back and got me a blue one. So this is a razor from EDC Light, or I think it's an EDC Light by Razor, and these things were super sharp out of the box. I have kept it on me every day. I use it for everything. I even used it when I was cutting the beef tallow, and that thing, it just works so great. But one of the best things about this is when you're in the middle of something and you don't have time to sharpen your blade, you can easily just swap them out. So the blade is completely removable, and that is one of the things that drew me to this knife. It's because there's so many times where I'm like in the middle of something and I'm like, oh, my blade is dull. And so instead of having to go sharpen it and, you know, take time away from whatever I'm doing, I can just go switch this thing out, and then I can go back later and sharpen the old blade. So yeah, I am in love with these knives right now. I actually still need to go back and get another one for my bug out bag because I still don't have a new knife for my bug out bag. But if you know of a knife that you think would be perfect for my bug out bag that is affordable, feel free to comment down below because I'm always looking for new knives. And lastly, I think that this is a gift that most people wouldn't think about, but it is something that everyone should keep in their car, and that is a portable tire inflator. We use this one from Lay's Fit, and it's amazing. I tried it on the camper, and I was like, I wonder if it will actually like lift the weight up of the camper, and no problem. It filled the air up in the tires, and I was pretty impressed. I also use this when we like need to put air in like our wheelbarrow tires. It's a phone bank, so if I'm like out and about and forget my phone charger, I can pull out one of the cables that came with it and charge up my phone using this. It also charges in your car or with a regular outlet. so you won't have to worry about getting stranded and not being able to charge it to put air in a tire. They're simple to use and they're automatic, so there's not really any way to mess up. So I would definitely recommend gifting this to anybody that's got a car. So there we have it. Those are my top 10 preparedness gifts for 2025. Everything will be linked down in the description below, and I hope that helped give you some ideas for this upcoming holiday season and maybe even alleviated some of the stress that comes along with it. As always, if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see y'all in the next one.